Hello. I want to talk about another one of my unexplainables. I'm Kathy. Welcome to this channel. And I'm talking about unexplainables. I know everybody has one, at least. I have several. Let's scoot back a little bit. Uh, in the prior one that I was talking about earlier was about my eyes being like cat eyes. And it's not humanly possible for that to happen. Okay, another one is pretty simple. I was about 10 or 11 years old, and I decided I was going to mow the grass. And my grandmother raised my brother and I, so, you know, he did most of the mowing when he got old enough. She did it, before that, of course. But I thought I would pitch in and help. Okay, I tried. It's one of those old crank motors, because we're talking back in the 60s when I was a little girl. And I would try to crank it and try to crank it and try to crank it. It wouldn't start. Everybody else could crank it just like that, it just cranked right up. And I just kept trying. I kept trying. I kept trying. And it just wouldn't work, and I was getting discouraged. I was thinking about maybe going to get somebody to crank it for me, but I kind of wanted to do it myself. You know how we are. Even when we're kids, we want to impress someone. Well, I looked down, and my foot was completely under the lawnmower. Had it started up, it would have cut my little foot completely off. I guarantee you, it would have been mangled, chopped off. I mean, it would have been horrible. And we lived way away from a hospital. There was no 911 back then, and we lived in a little out in a rural area where there was nothing. So my grandmother would have just had to haul me off in the car, wrap it up and my foot up and try to get me to a doctor, a hospital, in town, which was a long ways off. But it didn't happen. I guess saying all that, it didn't happen. And when I looked down, I physically almost cried, because I knew I had been protected somehow, some way. My foot had been protected, and this is what happened next. I moved my foot, and this is the truth. I pulled it, the first pull, it started right up. So whoever was there watching after me, if it was my higher self, if it was a guardian angel, whatever it was, I'm very, very grateful that I still got both my feet. And so that's number 2 of my unexplainable, and I'll try to come up with one again. I have a bunch. And if you have one, please share it. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.